Ahmed under the Khafre pyramid, the Khnum Khufu, Menkaure, and also the Sphinx are shafts that are going down for hundreds of meters.
Why the pyramids were built? We don't know why the pyramids were built.
With 100% probability, they are not tombs.
And how can we safely verify the presence of these substructures without invasive methods?
We have the opportunity to go inside.
It was eventually stopped due to the strong media attacks.
We believe that Dr. Zakia was received incorrect information about our project.
Egyptians have always been skeptical and cautious when it comes to the pyramids and their safety. في يونيو 2025 راسلنا فيليبو بيوندي وأرماندو مي طالبين نعمل معاهم مقابلة. الهدف من المقابلة هو التحدث عن الكشف الجديد اللي أعلنوه وبعض الأسئلة الفنية فيه. بعتوا موافقة وحددنا ميعاد واتكلمنا في نقط تخص الكشف. صحيح مش هنغوص كتير في الجانب الفني لأننا غطيناه في حلقة تحت الأهرامات باللغة العربية ومترجمة للإنجليزي، لكن الهدف هو الأسئلة عن إيه الخطوات اللي ممكن تتعمل للتأكد من الكشف ده على أرض الواقع. التسجيل هيكون متاح باللغة العربية والإنجليزية. تقدر تختار الترجمة النصية بالعربي أو بالإنجليزي أو ممكن تخفيها. Filippo and Armando, thank you gentlemen for joining. I'm really glad to have you on my channel and I would like to start right from the beginning. So since 16th of March 2025, when you first announced the discovery, the Egyptian media has been talking about it like almost every day for over a month. Social media, newspaper, television, it became a hot topic everywhere and going around in circles. What I noticed that the media started inviting Egyptologists, archaeologists, and other experts, but they never actually spoke with the people behind the discovery, both of you. That's when I thought, okay, it's important to have this conversation, to ask some questions and to bring it directly to the Egyptian and Arabic media. I believe it's essential that Egyptians hear more about this discovery directly from you. So I would like to start from the origins. What are the origins of the SAR tomography concept? Where did it come from and how has it evolved?
Thank you for this question. It was some decades when I finished my university course degree that I held in University of Lecce, south of Italy, engineering faculty, telecommunication engineering. In that case, I have focused the attention of my degree thesis on synthetic aperture radar. It was the time when the first concept of Cosmos Skymed were being developing with the Italian Space Agency. As a matter of fact, I made my thesis work in collaboration with the Italian Space Agency. At that time in Matera, where there is a very beautiful space center. And at that time, I spent at least 1 year in that space center to learn about the synthetic aperture radar. After I joined at University La Sapienza in Rome, where I started my PhD, and the topic of my 3 years of PhD was SAR tomography, synthetic aperture radar tomography, made in a classical manner. So the tomography made by photons, where it was possible to reconstruct 3D models of the Earth, and I don't know, the consistency of vegetation. So getting used to and specialize myself into the processing of radar data. Then my career went alone because of this topic, and since I started to teach in several universities, And then I joined the research group because there was a topic, the topic of tomography always, which was my specialization, but we had to understand the method for retrieving things that were located not on the surface of the earth, as usual I was doing, but below, underneath the earth. And that was a problem. It was a problem because the electromagnetic interaction of radars are only superficial, so it was impossible to do this kind of task. And so the idea born in 2019 when I knew Corrado Malanga, who is the team leader of our research group, that and at that time he was studying the Khnum Khufu pyramid, the Cheops pyramid. In that time I also was studying processing techniques that I have to thank the research council of Bari, a nice laboratory where I tried some specific algorithms there. And then I was studying vibrations, how to retrieve vibrations with radar. That it's possible because synthetic aperture radar is very is an expression of sound because of the particular well-known, in the state of the art, well-known technique of the synthesis of the aperture, so the so-called azimuth focusing that is made in the zero Doppler domain. The zero Doppler is when any target is passing perpendicular to the line of sight of the antenna. And that's very important. In these conditions, it is possible to retrieve specific physical vibrations, which is sound, that is encoded at the surface of the Earth. Of this, we made two main projects at the European Space Agency with Strathclyde University. I don't remember the name because was a lot of time ago, I think 5 or 6 years ago. In order to, it was 500,000 euros of the amount of the project made by several universities, and I was involved because I was the inventor of the technique. And we arrived to develop a method for retrieving the vibrations present on bridges. Why bridges? Because at that time, 2019, the main bridge that was located in Italy, the so-called Morandi Bridge, collapsed because of a storm. And so that was important to retrieve in a fast manner the resonant frequencies of the bridges. So that was very important. And then we have continued to work in this topic, and we found a method while we are retrieving vibrations on the bridges, why it was not possible to retrieve vibrations also on other infrastructures, maybe like dams, other kinds of large infrastructures, and so we moved on the pyramids. With Corrado, we started to study the Cheops pyramid, and at that time we realized that considering the evanescent waves present on the surface of the pyramid, it was possible to retrieve a tomographic inversion in order to watch underneath. So after decades, when I started my career studying things, telecommunications and radars, after 30 years, we arrived to develop a method for retrieving things located underneath. Then with Corrado, we started this huge project on Cheops. that finished at developing a scientific article which is online, and now it is very popular because I think it's the most viewed article of I don't know, very very viewed article in the world. Going further, Armando joined the group, and I thanks him for joining the group because he gave us a huge help in retrieving specific places where to scan on the Giza plateau, and so we started to scan the Capri pyramid and then all the Giza plateau.
So just to help everyone to understand and to clarify this, the Mosul Dam, the volcano of Vesuvius, the Morandi Bridge, all of those you applied the same technique.
Absolutely, yes. Oh, yes. Now I have decreased because I am tired. I have decreased to publish papers because I am a bit also involved in this project. So I have every year a plethora of PhD students that collaborates with me, and so with them they help me to make also other topics, but to publish in on international journals such kind of topics. According to this, we have ready a scientific article that we are arrange this article because it's very long. Let's say it is very long, and so we have to split this article in sub articles, and so then give these manuscripts to the same journal. Now we are working on this. It is difficult, but we will do everything.
Some specialists are still saying the finding is impossible. Do you think maybe some of those specialists were too quick to judge?
Ahmed, in my personal opinion, yes, but it is the opinion of the inventor. So I don't know how I can be involved in this answer. I can say yes because saying immediately no, it is impossible. It is a bit hard to understand. We have measurements, so the measurements are playing a crucial role in this study. And so, according to the measurements that we have, we are sure that the structure are present. So,
Okay, so now moving to the discovery under Giza itself, those spirals, of course, were shocking to everyone. You compare these spiral substructures with another well in Italy called Pozzo di San Patrizio. Can you elaborate more about that?
San Patrizio. We have compared those spirals. That was Corrado that made a nice study in comparing these spirals with the Pozzo di San Patrizio. We just made overlapping between the tomographic results that we have obtained on the Capri pyramid with the schematic representation of the Pozzo di San Patrizio, and the match was really high in terms of percentage, yes, of correlation. Yes. Ahmed, under the Capri pyramid, the Khnum Khufu and Menkaure, and also the Sphinx are shafts that are going down for several hundreds of meters. Several, let's say, at least 600 or 700 meters underneath. Because we have a lot of measurements that prove this fact. So, on my personal opinion, then after maybe in the second part of this interview, we can say something about how to reach the underground world of Giza. Thank you.
Thank you for this answer. I have a question about the water level. Since I know this topic has been raised several times, in your conference in Malta, you showed that the water level roughly in the middle,
sì. Yes.
so like 200 meters or so. In the Osiris shaft, it exists in the third level. This is about 30 meters
Yes.
deep. How can this happen?
But no, it is measured in the Osiris shaft. It is well known that the water level is 30 meters. Okay. Considering the tomographic analysis at the Khafre pyramid, we have estimated that at least the presence of the water level there is, because we have an abrupt variation of the brilliance in the tomographic analysis that we have. So that cutoff in terms of energy is due to the water level, because the water attenuates the vibrational signals that are belonging underneath. In this case, we are just giving an estimation of the depth of this water level, and a good estimation can be also in a depth belonging between 100 and 200 meters underneath. It is an estimation. The exact position below of the water level can be estimated, in my personal opinion, only drilling, drilling, and so to measure the depth of this phenomenon.
Maybe for Armando, as you know, there are several deep shafts in the Giza Plateau and also in Saqqara. For example, Queen Hatshepsut's shaft is about 27 meters. The Osiris shaft is around 35 meters. There are also other shafts in both Saqqara and Giza. Do you think there could be any kind of connection or functional relationship between those shafts and the substructure you found under the second pyramid?
First of all, I have to underline that this study that we made on the Giza Plateau originated from an in-depth study of the Egyptian literature, better, of archaeological literature, because it is not the first time that we read about the possible existence of networks underneath the Giza Plateau. Because already, for example, in 1930, an Egyptian Egyptologist, Salim Hassan, published a paper discussing of the possible existence of structures beneath the pyramids of Giza. And also in the time, many other researchers and Egyptologists explored tunnels and shafts that go in the underground of the Giza Plateau. For example, another Egyptian Egyptologist, Hakim Abdellawian, for example, already explored the structures underneath the Giza Plateau. There are lots of networks that characterize the underground of Giza, but at the same time, we know that in Saqqara, for example, but also in Ashur, there are networks or tunnels that goes in the underground. We don't know at the moment if there is a connection among them, among the three archaeological sites, but it's possible that there is a connection almost between Giza and Saqqara, because Hakim Abdellawian in the past discussed about the existence of tunnels connecting Saqqara and Giza. Of course, we can explore, we can study the matter, but we must finish the map of the underground of Giza, and then maybe in the future we can move forward in this kind of exploration.
And how can we safely verify the presence of these substructures without invasive methods, like without causing any damage to the pyramids or the ground.
If you want, I can show you some results. I share the screen. We have a roadmap that we can route this roadmap in order to arrive in exploring the underground part of Giza. Here we have the Sphinx, and look this. We have on the surface of the Giza plateau there are some shafts that are visible from the top, normally visible. But these shafts are topped by soil. And it is necessary, in our personal opinion, to release these shafts in the original configuration. So it is necessary to clean up the shafts. And if we will be able to clean up these shafts, we can arrive to the underground part of Giza. Why I'm saying this? Because we have done an exploration by our method on these shafts. And look, this I show you the tomographic analysis of the shafts. So this is the section, the vertical section of these shafts. It is possible to view here some stronger vibrational response inside the conduit. So maybe this is the soil, and we can see that the soil can be just superficial. So it is necessary to clean the shaft, the conduit. If we clean the conduit, we can go on the underground of Giza from here, passing from the shaft. So it is necessary only to clean. It is not necessary to dig holes, ruin anything in Giza. In Giza has to be recovered, has to be cleaned. And so it is possible with spending not a lot of efforts to retrieve, to go inside, to find an access to the underground part of Giza from here. So what we have done, probably we will contact some specialized companies that will be able to do this work, just cleaning. And yes, we was thinking to give this task to Trevi. Trevi is an Italian company. Trevi worked already in doing massive manutentions, recovery of the Mosul Dam in Iraq, because they are very specialized in large infrastructures. And so, in our personal opinion, Trevi will be the best company to do this work for Egypt. Egypt has to, in my personal opinion, has to know that Giza can be better, very better, with respect to now. Because now we have these shafts that are dirty and they are topped by soil. We have to remove this soil because we can remove this soil and go down this shaft to see what there is underneath. And in our personal opinion, as our tomographic analysis show us here, there are chambers that are located deeply below the earth here. So this is an access into the underground city of Giza. And here we have also horizontal conduits here that can give access to the intermediate layers of the underground world of Giza. Giza is very complicated. Giza is something that is extended underneath. What the Egyptians are watching from the top, from the layer, from the surface, is just, in my personal opinion, the tip of the iceberg of something that is very huge, and it is physically located below the earth, and it has to be recovered.
What is important, removing the debris can allow us also to understand when the shafts were blocked and why. So, from an archaeological and geological point of view, the removing of the debris inside the shafts could help us also for dating and to understand the event that happened in the ancient past that blocked those shafts. So this is very important to study and remove the debris. First, to understand when all this happened, and second, to open the access to the underground of Giza.
Thanks a lot for this clarification. Thus, to add and confirm that this technique can be verified without touching the pyramids. A group or a mission can go to the plateau, reach the far shafts to confirm that it works and to what extent.
We focused the attention on Khafre because we wanted to see what was underneath Khafre. And Khafre, look, is characterized to have the shafts. So these are the shafts that are going underneath here. Here. There are the shafts. And the shafts has a spiral nature. It's something that goes like that. Then which is precisely the material, the exact shape of these structures, we will know it when somebody will go in the underneath of Giza, and so to measure in situ all these things. What we are measuring now are these acoustic footprints that are very precise, and so we are we have the measurements, so they are there. They has to be they has to be only discovered. And all these structures are present. Look, here we have other results. Here also. And all these structures are present. This is Menkaure, also under Menkaure, here. Menkaure. And Menkaure has also the structures here. Like that. Look. So we are just reporting the measurements that we have estimated by our analysis. And I don't know if there is also the Sphinx. No, here no, but the same thing. Yes, the same thing. We have found the same thing also under the Sphinx. So Giza has to be still discovered. I don't know if I am saying you the right thing, but has to be still recovered. And in our personal opinion, a minimum effort act that we can do is to recovery, the access passing through the existing shafts that has to be cleaned and all the debris has to be removed. From there you can go in the under part of it.
Thank you for that. Regarding also replication and verification, you mentioned that there is someone currently working on the know-how of the technology,
Yes.
trying to replicate these
Yes.
findings.
We are in contact with Professor Howard Zepker, former professor of synthetic aperture radar and telecommunication engineering at Stanford University. He's a colleague, and so I chose him to contact him and so to explain him what I were doing, and he decided to spend his time for replicating our technique. Currently he is working on it. It is not simple, it is a blind test, so he is researching himself. I don't know how much time we spend to, but he is working on it.
The next is a question that many people keep asking about. What could be the implication of such a discovery? What can it tell us about the pyramids? Perhaps in terms of their functions or their construction technique. I understand that answering this might not be preferable, but the public is very curious. How could this discovery help us to better understand the pyramids?
That's a marvel.
The most hard questions are for me.
Yes.
Well, very, very easy. First of all, I believe that the pyramids were not tombs because of many reasons. Because there are the Egyptologists have never found anything inside the monuments. There aren't inscriptions. Sometimes some archaeologists justify the absence of hieroglyphics, saying that during the fourth dynasty, during the Old Kingdom, the tombs were not were not characterized by inscription that remind the pharaoh's rules. But this is incorrect because we know that during the second dynasty, for example, the tombs of Kenkawes, pharaoh of the second dynasty, is full of inscription that could help us to understand what happened during the second dynasty and the connection with these crusaders, that is the pharaoh Ibsen, and the dispute among them. So also, for example, the papyruses of Badi al-Jaf, that we know that some Egyptologists claim that are the evidence that the pyramids were built, the Great Pyramids were built during the Khufu reigns. But this is another speculation because the document is a technical document, is not a celebrative document. The document refers to the transportations of stone limestones from the cave of Tura to Giza. Giza is called the Aket Khufu, that means the horizon of Khufu. The document that don't refers to the pyramid of Cheops, because the Egyptian words for pyramid is the term mer, and the term mer is absent, totally absent in this document. So this is just an interpretation of the Egyptologists to justify that the pyramids were built during the dynastic age, during the reign of Khufu. What was the purpose of the pyramids? Why the pyramids were built? We don't know why the pyramids were built, what was the original function. And we hope that with the exploration of the underground of Giza and also of the monuments, because in the pyramids there are hidden chambers that must be discovered. Maybe inside those chambers there is something. For example, Filippo Biondi and Corrado Malanga made an interesting exploration with the SAR technology of the Khufu pyramid, and they discovered many hidden chambers that lies inside the monuments that needs to be explored. And we hope that one day, also with the support of the Egyptian authorities, that in my opinion are the institution that we would like to refer to in order to move forward in the exploration of the Giza pyramids, the underground structures of Giza. Maybe in the future, with a cooperation between project of research, we can finally achieve the final results, that is to understand what was the function of the global project of Giza, because there aren't only the pyramids, but also the mega structures underneath. So we hope that in the future we could have a discussion with the Egyptian authorities and also a possible common project of research that could help us to understand what was the purpose of Giza.
Thank you very much for this answer. Filippo, do you want to add something?
Yes, I thank Armando for this answer. The function, I agree with him, it's very difficult to know, to guess the function of the pyramids, but they are not tombs. That's with 100% probability they are not tombs. So this is the certainty that we have to remark in this answer. But I can give you a personal opinion that maybe I can tell you. Recently, on the channel of Nicole Ciccolo, we invited Christopher Dunn. Christopher Dunn agreed with the theory of the pyramids that were power plant installation. Only just to say this, maybe in some things I absolutely agree with Christopher. Maybe I can add this, the rule in pyramids, the rule of gold can be crucial. The rule of gold. In the pyramids, in such sense, gold can be involved in the function, in the real function of the structure.
We found some inscriptions that the top of the pyramid was gold, and also we found during Howard Vyas exploration an iron plate coated with gold. So there was gold already.
Yes, yes.
In paper 2022, you mentioned that there is a small void in the Great Pyramid, and you estimated its dimensions. After 1 year, it was announced by the Ministry of Antiquities. What was your impression then? That was a verification for your method.
For me, I was very happy. Also with the owner of the second paper that was published on Nature didn't cite us, didn't quote us, but that is not a problem. But I was very sad to know that the small void and the corridor was present, because we observed the corridor for first.
I can tell you why it was not mentioned. If you look again at the paper, it was submitted in 2021. So this is 1 year before your paper was published. And it took 2 years to be approved. At that time, you have already published your work. But I think anyway,
Thank
it was a good
Thank you for
discovery.
this remark. Yes.
During your work, was there communication done between you and Scam Pyramids, or between you and the Ministry of Antiquities?
We made the communication at before the press conference we had in March to the Ministry of Culture in Egypt. Also because we don't know what is the pyramid, the administrative pyramid in Egypt. So we decided to send an email to the Ministry of Culture with the aim to involve also the Egyptian authorities in the press conference, but above all, to let them know about our discover. But we didn't receive any reply. Maybe I don't know, something happened that the authorities didn't receive the email. It's not a problem. But what we want to underline, we already said this statement also in other interview conferences and so on, because we are already we are always ready to have a discussion with the Egyptian authorities in order to move also together in the exploration of the underground of Giza. Also because we believe that the cooperation is very important between a group of research, and also to share scientific data is very important. Between a group of research is very important to move forward fastly in the achieving of results to understand the real purpose of the pyramid. And our position was always very, very clear that we are working on this project, but we are ready to cooperate.
Yeah, I noticed, for example, that Dr. Zahi was open to discuss it, and then for some reason, I don't know, he withdrew that. But I think maybe in the coming months, we can reopen this matter and have really a healthy and collaborative discussion around it.
We believe that Dr. Zakia was received incorrect information about our project of research, and above all about our position with him, because we have always said that we respect Zakia Was and the job he made in Egypt. In the he made many discoveries that help us to understand what was the amazing Egyptian civilization. And we want also underline that we might have the possibility to have a round table with him at the GDX of Dubai at the conference in Dubai, scheduled in Dubai. Unfortunately, he decided to withdraw the conference because the president of the Italian team. We believe that it is a pity, because it was an opportunity for us and for him, for Egypt and for humankind, that Dr. Zakia Was and the Italian team had a confrontation, a discussion in scientific terms, in effort to move also to find a way to cooperate. And we hope that in the future, Dr. Zakia Was knows that we are not against him, but we are for the truth on historical reconstruction of the past of humankind. So I believe that it's a duty for everyone that to shed light on the mystery of Giza.
Thank you, Armando. We were discussing just before the call that during these recent significant findings, you plan to publish this in a paper, right? I know that there is already work done, and the technology itself was published several times in several papers. So this is clear now and obvious for everyone. But do you plan also to publish something soon, specifically for the second pyramid findings?
Yes, we are. The paper is ready, as I told you before. We have to organize the figures, and we have to split the article because in my personal opinion is too long. So we need some time to do it, but the paper is ready. We can probably we will publish it in preprint. We can do it immediately in preprint, and then in order to manage the peer review process that I tell you will be very long. Can be, I don't know, but can be long.
Just to add just a few words, reconnecting to my preceding answer, because I know that sometimes politics and archaeology doesn't match, and I know that around the Giza Plateau there are many interests of every kind of matter. But I believe that actually it's time to go over this kind of interest, because I believe that underneath the Giza Plateau, there are the origins of humankind. So I would like to say that it's time to withdraw with this kind of speculation on the Giza Plateau, and above all, against the Egyptian people that are the first that must know what are the origins of their origins and the origins of humankind, because I believe that from Egypt originated the modern civilization that we know. So it's time to withdraw with this kind of interest and to move forward in the interest of humankind. And first of all, of the Egyptian civilization, the Egyptian people.
Thank you very much for this. I appreciate it. Looking forward, what could be your future work? Maybe steps, sites, plans?
Maybe we can finish definitely the Giza project. There are few things that we still have to manage, and those are the horizontal conduits that, in our personal opinion, are connecting each mega structures that are visible from the Giza plateau, so the pyramids, the Sphinx, and other facilities. Then there is the NC2 tomb that Armando will explain us, deeply, because he is very expert. I'm not expert in this. That we have to study a bit that part of Giza where there is the NC2. And then maybe the project is finished. We will move to explore other kind of other things in the world. Why not? There are a lot of sites that can be exploited, and of course we are ready to do everything. But slowly, time has to pass, because things, especially scientific things, has to be validated, and we need time.
I agree with Filippo, because I believe that a serious scientific project of research must follow precise pattern in order to move in a very rigorous scientific way. And we hope that in the future we could achieve a little gratification to explore just one well that is on the Giza Plateau, in order to understand the origins almost of the debris that block the shot.
Yes.
Just only
Yes,
because
I
to remove
agree
the
with
debris.
Armando. I agree with Armando. Cioè, we have the opportunity to go inside, just removing some debris from one shaft that we have exploited very precisely. It is tapped by the debris. If we will have I hope, yes, I don't know. The authorization by the Egyptian authorities that we respect at all, because they are wonderful, by the Egyptian authorities, we will organize, I don't know if people support us, we will organize Trevi to go there and manage, I don't know, 6 months of operation, and we will go down. In 6 months, we will do everything. Why not?
And maybe from a touristic business, it could be also interesting
Yes.
for Egypt, because it means that the quantity of tourists will be, I don't know,
Will
there are
decuplicate. I don't know.
um,
All the world will go to Giza to see the underground. All world.
Egyptians have always been skeptical and cautious, very cautious, when it comes to the pyramids and their safety. About a year ago, there was a project on the third pyramid to restore some of the original granite casing stones. Although this project was initiated by the Supreme Council itself, it was eventually stopped due to the strong media attacks.
they are not interested in working inside the pyramids or around the pyramids. We are not interested to work there. But we just want to remove debris from the shaft on the discipline. Moreover, I have to say that I'm really curious to know, for example, if, for example, in the Great Pyramid, underneath the floor of the king chambers, there is an environment. In this environment, in the 80s, was built a wall. I don't know why, that blocked maybe a passage that goes in somewhere inside the pyramid. And I'm only curious to remove just one brick, just to look what is beyond the wall, because I'm curious to know what what lies beyond that wall that was built during the 80s. But this is another story.
I mean, we could use GPRs, ground penetrating radars, as non-invasive methods for scanning without any need for penetration.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with this. I just want to, I thanks Armando, and just to add this, that in my personal opinion, the Egyptian people are in a crossroad between knowledge and not knowledge. So, I repeat it, in order to enter inside the real Giza that is located underneath, we have to do maintenance, cleaning, so normal maintenance, normal cleaning, and I think this has to be done for the Egyptian people, because the Egyptian people has the right to know what there is underneath their house.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I believe I am done with all my points for now. We are at the top of the hour. Before we close, is there anything you would like to add, Filippo or Armando? Perhaps something that I haven't asked, or a point you would like to elaborate? Maybe something you have discussed in previous calls that you feel it is worth mentioning it again here. Please feel free to share any final thoughts.
Yes, if we at the end of this month we will have a call with Trevi, and we will ask them a quotation to do this work. Maybe Armando, when we will be in Egypt, I think on October, I try to ask Trevi to meet there, and so to watch what they have to do. I will explain them the work site that has to be a bit particular, very safely for people that because they are going down, everything safe. And they will give us a quotation. This quotation, it's open to the world. It's the quotation. So if we have the company, the quotation, and people that for all mankind will give us the money to make this work, the last thing would be the authorization.
Can be submitted to the Minister of Antiquities. Yes, that's right.
We have a project.
Thank you, Filippo. Armando, do you want to add something?
The news that I'm moving to Egypt to live in Cairo.
Great.
And because Cairo, Egypt is my homeland. Since I was a child, I don't know, as I said before, when we are talking before the interview, I said I don't know why I was born in Italy, but I felt an Egyptian. Finally, at least I'm moving to live in Egypt. And it could be a good thing because of course, I'm really interested in working for and with Egyptian archaeologists in order to study the archaeological site, not only the Giza Plateau, of course, but there are many archaeological sites that are really interesting. And to support the archaeologists and Egyptologists that already work in Egypt in order to move together in this great effort to discover this wonderful civilization, the secrets of this wonderful civilization.
You are always welcome to visit and stay in Egypt. That would be a great opportunity for you to explore even more. So as we come to the end of this conversation, I would like to thank you, gentlemen, for your time. And I know you have been very busy over the past months and even before. And yet you made time for this discussion. It's something that would be very important for Arabic speakers to hear and understand. And who knows, it may lead to even greater discovery in the future. So thank you once again, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
بكده يبقى انتهت مقابلتنا مع فيليبو وارماندو، لكن أكيد هيبقى فيه خطوات موازية على أرض الواقع. في 2017 مع إعلان فريق سكان بيراميدز عن فراغ كبير وفراغ صغير خلف باب الدخول في الهرم الأكبر، واجهوا معارضة قوية جدا. لكن في 2023 وبعد 6 سنوات تم إدخال كاميرا صغيرة عند باب الدخول، تم بيه تأكيد الكشف، وحاليا في محاولات الوصول إلى الفراغ العظيم. نفس الكلام في الكشف المعلن عنه أسفل الهرم. وبعد النشر ممكن عن طريق بعثة يتعمل مسح للآبار العميقة في الجيزة بعيدا تماما عن الهرم، ونشوف اللي هيظهر، وساعتها نحكم من غير استعجال. نشوفكم الحلقة الجاية إن شاء الله.